Matthew Alana to Harvard.
Supposed to read. Okay. So do you want to do the first half?
Wait, and I say Isabel Happy?
Yeah, very good.
Wait, I copy.
You're so smart.
Do I copy everything that you said?
You say everything from here down. Do you want to do the first half? And
You do the first half.
Okay.
You do the first half, and I'll do the second.
Okay. Let's go inside.
Thing. Ellie, this is Cindy.
Go ahead.
Oh my God, am I going to see you again? When?
We'll figure something out.
You have a box of BHF?
Yes, I do. In the district office.
Yeah.
I'm on the second floor.
Okay, I'm going to go.
Is there until Thursday?
So, thank you for being here. It's so nice. Thank you. Very nice. Thank you.
So we're going there right after this. Are you? You right after this?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I have to get there a little earlier than everybody else. You really don't have to come till like 7:20. It starts at 7:30.
Oh, that's right, 7:30. So.
Test. Thank you. Good evening. We're just waiting a moment for our colleagues at City Council who will be joining us tonight. So thank you for your patience. I would have suggested that they maybe get a police escort over here, but the police are right here, so that doesn't help.
They should be on. Are they working?
Yeah, they're on.
Good.
I'm sorry, was that a silent they're here?
Yes.
Okay, good. Is Ms. Starkins, is Mr. Turnbloom ready out there with the kids? Okay. Yes, they're here, so I want them to get seated first. Just a moment. Thank you, everybody, for being patient. Come, here we go. There we are. There we go. Thank you. Thank you, folks. Front row seats. Yes.
We reserved seats for you. Last time there was no seats for you all. Thanks. Hey, John.
This is so exciting. Hi, guys. Okay. To kick off tonight's festivities, we will welcome Mr. Michael Turnbloom and the Madrigal Singers. Did you hear me? Yeah, thank you.
Hello, we are the Beverly Hills High School Madrigal Singers, and we're going to be singing a few songs to spread some holiday cheer. Our first song is Oh What a Merry Christmas Day, and it will be conducted by our soprano section leader, Noah Brenner.
Oh, what a merry Christmas day, hear the joyous music play, bells are ringing, choir singing, oh, what a merry Christmas day, sharing the season of good cheer with the ones we hold so dear, friendly faces, warm embraces, oh, what a merry Christmas day,
Snowflake covered country lanes, Jack Frost painted window panes,
twinkling stars on Christmas trees, oh, what happy memories, gathered round the fireplace, families filled with love and grace, from the peaceful embers glow, blessed Yuletide spirits grow, grow and grow, grow and grow. Joy to the children far and near, what a wondrous time of year, isn't it just grand to say Merry, Merry Christmas.
Merry, Merry Christmas.
Merry, Merry Christmas.
Merry, Merry Christmas.
Oh, what a Merry Christmas day.
Next up is Liv Berg conducting Nair Lee.
Nelly, 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 Taki, Bachanuka, Nelly, Adlik, Bachanuka, Nelly, Adlik, Bachanuka, Shima, Shima.
Next we have Trevor conducting Winter Wonderland.
Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening. A beautiful sight, we're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland. Going away is the bluebird, here to stay is the new bird. He sings a little song as we go along, walking in a winter wonderland.
We can build a snowman and pretend that he's nice and brown.
He'll say, are you married? We'll say no, man, but you can do the job when you're in town. Later on, we'll conspire as we dream by the fire to face unafraid the plans that we made, walking in a winter wonderland.
And we can build a snowman and pretend that he's a circus clown.
We'll have lots of fun with Mr. Snowman until the other kitties knock him down. When it snows, ain't thrilling, though your nose gets a chillin'. We'll frolic and play the Eskimo way, walking in a winter wonderland.
Our next song will be conducted by our bass section leader, Sina Koshbin.
Hark how the bells, sweet silver bells, all seem to say, throw cares away. Christmas is here, bringing good cheer to young and old, making the bold, ding dong ding dong dong.
cheer from everywhere, filling the air. Oh, how they pound, raising the sound, going them down, telling it till KBEV. While people sing songs of good cheer, Christmas is here. Ding dong, ding dong, dong, ding dong, with a jungle ring, dong, yellow dong, ding dong,
Don't cut the bells, ring silver bells, all seem to say, don't care away. Christmas is here, bringing good cheer to young and old, meek and the bold. Ding dong, that is their song with joyful ring, all caroling. One seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere, filling the air. Oh, how they bound, raising the sound, oh, and they're telling their tongues.
KBEV, while people sing songs of good cheer, Christmas is here. Ding dong, that is their song with joyful ring, all caroling.
On they send, on without end, their joyful tone to every home.
On they send, on without end, their joyful tone to every home.
Ding dong, ding dong.
It's been a pleasure singing for you today. We have one more song. It'll be led by Ava Dadman, our wonderful rep.
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and days of old lang syne? For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and days of old lang syne? For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne.
And thank you so much for all of the support that you provide for our program.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Happy holiday. Happy holiday.
Happy holidays.
Thank you so much.
Begin every meeting with a song, right? Okay, I would like to introduce the representatives from our Arcade Student Council and the high school. Please stand, and you'll be leading us in the pledge, so stay standing, actually. From Beverly Vista Middle School, we have Zachary Kodabash. Zachary, thank you. Give him a hand. These are our future leaders. These kids are eyeing these seats and those seats right now. From Hawthorne Elementary School, Josh McCoo. Hi, Josh. From Horseman Elementary School, Trevor Levin. And our high school ASB president, Maddie Nasir. And will you all please lead us in the pledge?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. I want to acknowledge some dignitaries that are joining us tonight. This is the first time in my 8 years that I've been on the board to have the entire City Council, so I would like to welcome Mayor Mearsh, Vice Mayor Friedman, Council members Dr. Gold, Lester Friedman, and Lily Bossy. And Bob, did I not say that? I thought I said that up front. Sorry about that. I really like you, Lester. Nobody keeps UCLA staff like you. And our city manager, George Chavez, is here as well. Thank you. This is a first for us, so they're either really happy that I'm stepping down tonight or really happy that she's stepping up. So, okay. In the back, we have representatives from our police department. I see Mark Miner, and Yubi Mendoza, Stephanie Frias, and Jeffrey Badinian, who is our new SRO. Welcome to this proceeding tonight. And to those, I see people from our facilities committee and past board members, and everybody's here tonight. It's a chock full of excitement. So thank you all for joining us, and we'll try to make this as quick as possible. I only have 2, Ms. Kraushauer. Any more cards come in? Great. Okay, so we're going to do our public comment. Right now there's only 2, so we'll get those out of the way, and then we'll do our festivities really quickly. So Cindy Trost.
No, we want to take a moment from BHUSD and thank you for your leadership over the last few years and express admiration for everything that you've done and the years that you've served our board, and say congratulations to Isabel. We're very much looking forward to your leadership and wish you the very best. And at a board meeting a few weeks ago, Dr. Breggy and Rebecca presented a video supporting BHUSD's Thanks for Giving campaign. So I wanted to publicly thank both of you for your support for BHUSD in helping us have a very successful November fundraising campaign. So thank you all.
Thank you, Cindy. And Mr. Goldstein, excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me. Thank you.
A little different perspective from over here. The Madrigals were incredible. President Amargo, Vice President Hacker, governing board members, I would like to take this opportunity to express my gratitude to one of the hardest working groups of volunteers in this community, our school board. Tonight we come together to celebrate the annual installation of the board president and board vice president. But just as significant, tonight we acknowledge the dedication and leadership of the outgoing board president, Noah Margo. Over the years, Noah Margo has consistently worked to lay a foundation for student achievement and success. Noah has tirelessly strived to give our students every opportunity possible. During his time on the board, Noah has set a tone of civility. He built strong relationships, treated everyone with respect, and most of all, demonstrated the most important leadership attribute. He listened. Our public schools are a better institution due to his stewardship. Noah, when you finish your time on the board, you will have given 9 years of your life to this district. I cannot envision anyone ever being that dedicated, at least not anyone under the age of 90. Kudos to you, Mr. Spitz. Noah, in the years that we served together on the board, you advocated for many public changes, enhanced academic programming, and innovations that looked at education in an entirely different lens. During your years on the board, you worked with your colleagues to realize the following. You hired the first high school counselor of college admissions, implemented a college and career readiness plan, maintained our high school graduation requirements to align with A through G, formed a Career Technical Education Committee to explore alternate A through G college readiness and career offerings, hired a director of CTE, implemented a robust CTE program that integrates multiple career pathways, expanded AP offerings, introduced a middle school STEM program, supported avenues and opportunities for innovative young girls to participate in science, expanded course offerings at the high school Medical Science Academy, reinstated the GATE program, reinstated middle school English, math, and honors programs. It only goes on for 5 or 6 pages. You rebooted the district construction program that saw the completion of the new Horace Mann classroom building, multi-purpose room, subterranean parking, and the iconic Husky purple field. Replaced turf fields at Horace Mann, Beverly Vista, and High School with non-toxic materials that had significantly reduced the number of serious injuries. Renovated the original 1929 Horace Mann classroom administrative offices, commenced renovations of the original 1927 El Rodeo classroom and administrative offices, commenced renovation of the original 1927 high school classrooms, administrative, and performing arts wings. These renovations will not only modernize our facilities, but will also eliminate harmful asbestos, lead paint, and lead pipes to make our schools healthier learning environments for our students and staff. You work to negotiate collective bargaining agreements with our labor partners that will realize annual raises for all district employees over 8 consecutive years through 2021, increased all district employee health benefits, established annual pre-funding of OPEB to lower district long-term pension liabilities, increased hourly rates for extra duty assignments, increased hourly rates for substitute teachers, negotiated with the City of Beverly Hills for an increase in the annual JPA base amount, installation of CCTV cameras for all schools to enhance security, implemented secured and closed campuses at all school sites, implemented a comprehensive school security plan, including armed presence at each campus and a planned fusion center, restored the SROs, terminated the extraction of oil and gas on our school grounds, decommissioned 19 wells, oversaw the reversal of the trial court decision in the Christensen matter, extending Government Code Section 1090 to independent contractors, saving Beverly Hills taxpayers over $25 million. Saw an increase in the district's ending fund balance every year you were on the board, and you did this all without deficit spending. Quite an impressive list of accomplishments. Mr. Margo, you should be very proud of your work on the Board of Education. Our students, staff, and parents are grateful to you for your service to our community. Speaking of service to our community, is Ms. Marcus on the phone?
Yeah, she is.
Oh, good. Okay. Michelle, can you hear me?
Mrs. Marcus, can you hear Howard Goldstein?
Mrs. Marcus, for over 50 years, you have taught generations of students with empathy and persistence and helped so many children not only attain personal success, but guided them in their emotional and academic growth. I have no doubt, excuse me, I have no doubt you will lead with compassion and understanding.
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, great. And I have no doubt you will lead with compassion and understanding as you unselfishly give of your time as board vice president. Mrs. Hacker, we have known each other for a long time. Over the years, we have worked side by side for the betterment of Beverly Hills students, staff, and parents. From our early days serving together on the City of Beverly Hills Southeast Task Force to our time on the Horace Mann PTA Executive Board, I've always known that one day you would follow in my footsteps through PTA leadership, the Citizens Oversight Committee, and onto the Board of Education. As a 2-time board president, I will leave you with these words of advice. The challenge of leadership is to be strong but not rude, be kind but not weak, be bold but not a bully, be thoughtful but not lazy, be humble but not timid, be proud but not arrogant, have humor but without folly. Be the leader others want to follow, a leader with both character and compassion. Be the leader that inspires and motivates those around them by soliciting their input, and most importantly, hold yourself accountable for your words and actions. Mrs. Hacker, congratulations on becoming board president. I wish you and your board much success.
Thank you. Thank you, Howard. When you put it that way, now I know why I'm so tired. Okay, approval of resolution 2019-2020. You have the resolution, I believe, right? Okay, I will turn it over to you for the moment. Yeah. You can read it though.
So I think we have to call for a vote, don't we? Or
we can.
I'm going to present this to you first,
and
and then we'll call for a vote. So, if Mr. Margo, will you follow me, please?
I will.
Thank you.
Gladly.
Let's go. Look here, all right. No pressure. Oops. I'm going to put that right over there. All right, Mr. Margo, it is my pleasure to present to you tonight the Beverly Hills Unified School District Board of Education Resolution number 2019-2020-007. Mr. Margo, whereas Noah Margo has served as president of the Beverly Hills Unified School District Board of Education from December 2018 to December 2019, and whereas he has relentlessly pursued the mission to place educating students of BHUSD above all else, and whereas he has passionately advocated for a well-rounded, robust, and practical instructional curriculum, and where he has built and fostered critical partnerships between the rural, let me start that again. Whereas he has built and fostered critical partnerships between the role every school and parents play in each student's life, and whereas he has emphasized the critical need for the district to prioritize environmental efforts and participate in addressing climate change, and where he has worked tirelessly to protect the rights of BHUSD community by making decisions to address the district's legal obligations, and finally, where he has overseen the implementation of reconfiguration in an unprecedented decision to open a dedicated middle school. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Beverly Hills School Board of Education does hereby honor Noah Margo for his distinguished leadership and outstanding service on behalf of students and staff of the Beverly Hills Unified School District. Are you going to cry? No. This 17th day of December 2019. So it's my honor, Noah, to say thank you. It's been wonderful serving with you, especially in this capacity of your role, your latest role as president. I think I speak for the board when I say you've done it with class and you've done it with good humor most of the time. I've enjoyed sitting next to you and catching wind of your side jokes. Thank you for keeping it interesting, always. And here you go.
Thank you very much. So I'd like to make a motion to approve Resolution 2019-2020-007. Thank you very much. All in favor? Aye. Thank you very much. Oh, yeah, sorry, Mrs. Marcus. Let's do a roll call, Ms. Crosshauer, sorry.
We have to do a roll call because one of our members is absent.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mrs. Marcus?
Yeah, yes.
Yes. Yes, thank you. Laura, take down the ketubah and put this up, okay?
Mr. Margo, we also would like to present to you tonight this plaque, and as a way of acknowledging your presidency this last year. And again, we want to say thank you for your leadership and just for everything you've done this year.
Thank you very much.
There you go. Give you a hug.
Yes. I'll be over in a minute to vote you in. So I wanted to first congratulate our board intern, J.J. Gluckman, who got into Penn, UU Penn today. So thank you very much. And Thomas is finding out any second, right? Probably tomorrow, but hopefully that'll be wonderful. I wanted to get some well-deserved thank yous. So first to Pam. Without realizing it, everyone who does this job is better at it because of Pam. She is the left brain of the board presidents during our meetings, and she really, really, truly helps hold these proceedings together. I want to thank the students of KBEV and Mr. Carey. Transparency of public meetings are the cornerstones of a strong democracy, and that wouldn't be possible without you all. So thank you very much, and tomorrow also happens to be Dave Stiles' birthday, so shout out and happy birthday to Dave Stiles. I want to acknowledge Dr. Breggy and staff for their efficiency in answering questions and getting much-needed information to myself and my colleagues. We could not make our well-informed decisions without it. And I'm also going to go step away from this mic because it sounds horrible. So I will go finish my jolly talk over here. Excuse me. I'm a stickler for these things.
Thank you, Huffing.
Sounds like yeah, that should be better. Is that better? I think it's better. Yeah, good. Sounds like I was talking with the scuba gear on. Okay, I want to thank Don Blake and Jeff Pileman and the crew up at TCDS because we are building. I, of course, want to thank the teachers. So much mishigas goes on that distracts us from education, but your efforts on the front line are not lost to us. Good teaching is easy to spot. Its results are in the content faces of thousands of our students and their parents. So thank you. And thank you to the parents and students who both trusted and even doubted the reconfiguration. Your flexibility is both recognized and appreciated. I want to thank our city council and city staff, the police department, and the fire department. They all played a role in making this last year successful and have helped rebuild the relationship between the council and the board. The oil well remediation, traffic studies, and those pesky miners in our backyard reenacting the book Holes. They have all forced us to work together and play nice. I guess my grandmother was right. Every knock is a boost. And finally, my family. My parents are here, Phil and Abby, who root me on from the stands just like my swim meet days. Thank you. They watch the meetings and they read the articles in the paper, and they have supported me every step of the way. And of course, Laura, Reese, Solomon, and Jax, who are all here. It's been a tumultuous year on the home front, and allowing me the opportunity to serve the district in this capacity speaks to your love, and caring, not just for myself, but for this community. And Laura, they don't deserve you. I recently flipped back through last year's issue of the Beverly Hills Weekly, and I revisited the top 3 things I had hoped to accomplish in the ensuing year. The first was a successful reconfiguration. Open 1, highly competitive, and enriching middle school. Check. But now that means the work is really just beginning. Our high school needs TLC, both physically and spiritually, and it will receive it. Our K-5s need to develop students with stronger academic foundations to send to our much-lauded middle school and beyond. The right pieces have been put in place. We now must learn to master the game. My second goal was to bring awareness for social actions in our schools. Well, it seems that between the middle school climate demonstration and the recent push to reduce single-use plastic with bottle filling stations is a step in the right direction. So we can put a light check next to that one, but I have to be honest, we could have done more. I will get to that mandatory community service requirement. Just you wait, Henry Higgins. Just you wait. And my final goal was to increase respect between stakeholders, between board members, but most importantly, between the board and the city council. I would put a resounding check in Sharpie next to that goal. There are still outstanding issues between these entities, but now we can address them with the utmost respect for each other. Along with these goals, this board has continued to invest in our security program, which we hope will become an example for school districts across the nation. We tried valiantly to settle our differences with the Los Angeles Metropolitan Transit Authority and continue to look out for the safety of our students and sovereignty of our campus. We finalized our one-to-one technology program, and very soon every student will have equal access to the advantages that technology brings to education. we recently approved a financial literacy graduation requirement so that, among other valuable knowledge, our students go to college understanding that Apple Pay does not mean that Apple pays. But most important to this contractor is that all of our current construction plans have been approved by the Division of State Architects. So I will give another shout out to the facilities team and to Doug Humphreys. Never met him, but I can tell you that if I had another child, he or she would be named Doug. I have always treated my position as president as a simple one, in which, according to our own bylaws, I help set the agenda, run the meetings, and put my signature on an inordinate amount of documents. My vote didn't count anymore, and my voice wasn't any more important than any one of my colleagues. So to that end, my year was highly successful. And while I have your rapt attention, I wanted to again stress my belief in protocol. Simply this: if anyone has an issue, especially between a student and a teacher, which are really the most important issues to have in a district, there is a simple flowchart of accountability to follow. It's on BHUSD.org under Who Do I Ask? It's a pretty straightforward chart and quite colorful. The thing about this chart is if we use it, we can actually become a better school district. That I promise you. It really helps Dr. Breggy keep his staff accountable on all levels, and of course helps us because we hold him accountable. And when I took this role last year, I really stressed accountability. I don't want to get into a dead horse beaten post-mortem thing, so we will move on. Just please use the protocols. In leaving this position, I maintain that my overall goal for this district is not actually to become the greatest school district. It's to want to become the greatest school district. There will always be better districts with newer buildings and higher rankings. Someone always breaks someone else's record. Someone is always faster, or holds a note longer, or eats more hot dogs. But it is in the wanting that we will actually become better. So, to my colleagues, I thank you for this transformative and historic year. And to Mrs. Hacker, I wish you all the success during your time in the Center Square. May we continue to grow and learn and better ourselves like our students. Thank you. And with that, I will gladly call for nominations for board president.
Mr. President, I'm honored to nominate Isabel Hacker for president in the coming year.
Do you accept the nomination?
I do.
I was just about to ask for that, left brain.
I don't think we need a second.
I don't think we need one. I will second.
I don't think we need a second, right?
It's a vote anyway. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Roll call, please, Ms. Krause.
I neglected this for the people before, so I'd like to start with them.
Yes.
Mr. Spitz?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker-Schmidt?
Yes.
Mrs. Marcus?
I can't hear. I guess it's a no.
Mrs. Marcus?
Yes.
Mrs. Hacker?
Yes.
Mr. Margo?
Yes. Congratulations. There you go. Oh, no, I got the party with Thomas going down. I'm going down.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, we do. We're playing musical things.
Okay, I think I'm going to speak from here because I've been told that that microphone over there is not as clear.
We'll wait for everybody to get seated. Good.
First of all, I just want to, do we want to go around and thank Noah for his service? I think that would be appropriate. No?
No, it's your turn.
Are you sure? Okay. I think we skipped that part. I want to, first of all, thank everybody for being here tonight. I want to start off by recognizing I think it's important to recognize the PTA. I see a lot of leadership. I see a lot of former school board members. And of course, our wonderful city council members are here. And I thank you, and I'm humbled by your presence. If we could please have former PTA, BHUSD, and former school board members stand so you're recognized, this would be great because you deserve it. So thank you. Could you please stand? Thank you. Thank you so much. I want to start by thanking my, wait, do I need to take the oath?
Yeah, you should.
I do that, right? Okay, who's going to help me take the oath before I'm the president? My husband and my son. Thank you. I forgot that. Do you have a copy of it?
It's up there.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Okay. You do the other half. Okay. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Isabel Hacker,
I, Isabel Hacker,
do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
and the Constitution that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States.
And the Constitution of the State of California.
And the Constitution of the State of California.
That I take this obligation freely.
That I take this obligation freely.
Without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
Without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
And that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
And that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter. Thank you. Thank you for that. That was a close one. We almost missed that.
You got it.
Okay. So I want to take an opportunity to thank my husband and my 3 sons for being here tonight and for their unconditional love and support. I love you, and I thank God for your life and our life together every day. So as I stand here before you, or I'm sitting now, it's important to recognize that this district has just gone through the largest transition in its history with reconfiguration. And with this change comes optimal opportunities to create a long-term plan for the future of our school district. 4 years ago, I ran on a 4-point plan that included strengthening the educational program and the need for a district plan. Now that we have made the significant shift, the appropriate time for planning begins now. In the next few weeks, I will call for a board conversational meeting which is good practice and common practice among school boards across the state of California, and in fact, one that is encouraged by CSBA. But ironically, one that has never occurred in this district. I believe that the right time and the right board is in place now for such a meeting to occur. This will provide the board with an opportunity to meet and discuss common objectives and priorities for the year to come. I am well aware that my vote, as Mr. Margo reminded us earlier, as president is no different from the votes shared by the rest of the board members. But I do understand that as president, I have a role to play, and that is to set the agenda for the year ahead. So in focusing on my term ahead as your president, here is a partial list in no particular order for areas of focus for 2020. First and foremost, negotiations for JPA will begin this year. I'm looking forward to leading this charge with Vice President Rochelle Marcus and representing the voice of the board and working collaboratively with our city leaders to secure a new JPA. The board has remained steadily committed to clean up the 19 oil wells. We are on schedule, and the completion of the oil well plugging project is slated to arrive around June of 2020. Along these lines, just as Mr. Margo stated earlier, the district continues towards the path of moving our construction program forward. Thank you, Don Blake. Thank you to all of your team for making this possible for our district. For the first time in the history of this district, every construction project slated to occur has been adequately planned for and budgeted through Measure E and BH. In the year ahead, the board will continue to see progress made on this front as we are committed to stay on task. As you know, this past year, through reconfiguration, the board has made some considerable investments towards the educational program affecting our elementary and middle schools. Naturally, this year will provide an opportunity for the board to assess what impact these opportunities, these improvements have made on our schools and our students. I am also hopeful that Beverly Hills High School will get its share, just as Mr. Margo so eloquently has mentioned also. This year will offer an opportunity for discussion on these issues, and they will include Beverly Hills High School. Improving the quality of education for Beverly Hills is a constant priority for the board, and this will be achieved through the informational updates and possible study sessions that will be happening this year. Vaping. Vaping is an alarming epidemic that seems to be dominating the news and consuming our youth. And we are reminded that Beverly Hills is not an island. During last Tuesday's board meeting, a robust and organic discussion ensued from a panel of students. After carefully listening to students and to our superintendent and to each member of this board, it was clear to me that there is consensus in recognizing that vaping is a problem and that we must draw our attention and efforts to find solutions now. In the year ahead, I envision that this board will continue to discuss this topic, find ways to address this issue, and most importantly, resolve the issues resulting from vaping. Our school community deserves no less. 3 board meetings ago or so, Dr. Breggy shared an update on marketing efforts for BHUSD. In anticipation of highlighting our schools and programs offered, I would like to see continued support and direction from the board to ultimately have staff achieve a method to introduce and showcase the rich array of programs offered at BHUSD. The time to achieve this is now. To maintain and uphold board bylaws, I will plan a study session to conduct our annual board self-evaluation. Along these lines, I will work with the board to adopt a board calendar that will serve not only to keep us transparent, but organized with the work that we perform. I invite board member Walker Schumann to be part of this because she is also very, very interested in this process. As president, it is important for me to have an opportunity to engage with our stakeholders and to listen. To this end, I will be announcing coffee hours. I will be planning my coffee strategically across the city. And for students, you are also invited, and so I will be announcing a set of meeting times with you, but perhaps instead of coffee, we will have ice cream. To my board members, if you are inclined, I'm happy to share these coffee hours with you in rotation so that we don't violate the Brown Act. We can discuss this together in the future, maybe during our conversational meeting. Coffee and ice cream is on me. Dr. Breggy, you know, I think it was Mel Spitz who said to me, or to all of us, about a year ago, that since you came to this district, you haven't lost your smile. And I think it's really important to recognize that because it's very, very true. I'm not sure how you do it, but I believe I speak for the board when I tell you that we know that your job is complicated and challenging, and that there is no 2 days that are alike. We look forward to continuing to lead this district, aiming and achieving together, and I'm looking forward to working with you this year. Finally, I want to share a little story with you about my late father. I believe I've shared the story for sure with my children, my husband, and some of my friends who are here with me tonight. When I was young, my father would often say to me that there were 4 golden professions in the world. He was convinced that these professionals were put on this earth to make this world a better place. He often referred to them as God's angels. And when he spoke of these professions, he instilled in me respect and admiration for their roles. The 4 golden professions, according to my father, were the following. Judges, they keep the order of the land for all of us. Doctors, they heal the sick. Clergy should offer hope for people, for all of us. And finally, his platinum all-time favorite line of professionals were the teachers. In my dad's words, teachers offer knowledge, growing in line of professionals and leaders for tomorrow. Their work is constant and never, ever ends. And so tonight, I want to honor my dad's memory by recognizing and thanking all of the wonderful teachers and staff that are part of BHUSD. As a parent in this district with 3 kids, I know firsthand what a valuable education my children have received and continue to receive. You have made an impact in their lives and in the lives of every student that is part of this district. You are truly the heart of this institution, and I want to thank you and acknowledge you tonight. To everyone here tonight and to the electorate of Beverly Hills, you know, it's kind of surreal sometimes just thinking of what I'm doing here at this chair. I don't really take myself serious. I think you all know that. But, you know, I grew up in Southeast Los Angeles, and so first-generation American. And so I love this country. I love the opportunities it provides. And I believe that anyone can do anything they want as long as you work hard. And I thank God that my parents chose to come to this country. I'm humbled and thankful to this wonderful Beverly Hills community. Thank you, Dad. I'm humbled and thankful to this wonderful Beverly Hills community for allowing me to serve and to be one voice on this board. And to my board members, I thank you for entrusting me to serve as your president this next year. Thank you.
She's going to ask for We didn't mean to do that. Good to see you.
Rochelle.
Good to see you.
How does this
Good to see you.
Good night, Rochelle.
Good night.
Stay on, Rochelle.
Hi,
You're not
Rochelle.
through.
Get well soon, Rochelle.
Thank you.
Okay, we still have some very important business to take care of. Let's see here. I'm the president, the vice president, right? What am I doing? We are selecting. Okay, we are moving on to the selection of the vice president. Do I have a nomination on the floor for vice president?
I would like to nominate Mrs. Rochelle Marcus for board vice president.
I'd like to second that nomination.
Okay. We will now, Mrs. Marcus.
Hello, yes.
Hi, do you accept the nomination?
I do. Thank you very much.
Great. So now we will have a vote. Roll call vote.
Yes.
Mr. Marcus?
Yes.
Mr. Spitz?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker-Schmidt?
Yes.
Mrs. Marcus?
Yes.
Mrs. Hacker?
Yes. Congratulations, Mrs. Marcus. Now we move to this, where are we at? 10. Okay. Adoption of annual motions. Do I have something to read, or? Okay, here we go. I don't have them in front of me.
Yeah, we just have to.
You want them?
Okay, do we have a motion to accept the,
Yes, I'll move to approve the adoption of annual motions.
I'll second.
okay, we're going to do a roll call vote. Everyone's read them, I'm assuming? Thank you, Mr. Margot. Okay, so...
You want to do roll call?
Yeah.
Mr. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Margot?
Yes.
Mr. Spitz?
Yes.
Ms. Walker-Schuman?
Yes.
Mrs. Marcus?
Yes.
Mrs. Hacker?
Yes. Okay, and we're moving on to the approval of certification of signatures. May I please have a motion?
I move approval of certification of signatures.
I'll second it.
Okay, ready for all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oh, wait, we need a,
Do we need a roll call?
no, did we get Mrs. Marcus's vote?
She voted.
Okay.
Okay. Now we have a selection of annual representatives for the Los Angeles County Trustees Association. So, no, I'm sorry. I skipped something. We're going to first approve the dates for board meetings from January 2020 to December 2020. May I have a motion?
I move approval of board meeting dates for January 2020 to December 2020.
Second.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And we're going to have I need a motion to approve the selection of annual representative to the Los Angeles County School Trustees Association. So we're going to select, we're going to make a motion, I think, first,
Will
or
you
no?
appoint somebody?
Appoint. I know that Mrs. Marcus has been attending. She cannot attend now. Who wants to do that?
I will rotate into that.
You know, we can all rotate. We can rotate, but you can take the lead.
Okay,
Okay?
that's fine.
Thank you so much. So
Did you
I
want to do, no,
move.
did you want to do it, or?
No.
No?
Okay, so Mr. Margot is
Are you
appointed.
sure?
So I'll move selection of annual representative to the LA County School Trustees Association as Noah Margot.
I'll second. Okay. Roll call vote, or how do you want to?
No, we can
let's
call
vote?
it, because we can
So
hear
all
her.
those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Oh, no.
We also need now to select board liaisons. So do we have a list of those?
They're in here.
Okay, so how would you like to do this? Who wants to continue to be?
They're in here.
For city liaison, it'll be the president and the vice president.
Right.
For the, what's this one? For health and safety, I think Mrs. Marcus is doing health and safety, and Tristan Walker-Schuman is doing human relations. Yes, Ms.
Say a word?
Yes.
If you would like, I can repeat as health and safety liaison.
Right. She's on there.
Yes.
I don't mind staying on as Human Relations Commission liaison.
Okay, great. We don't need to take a vote on that, do we? No.
No. If we're not, these aren't voted. Yeah, these are just board approved. I was going to make a suggestion. We used to have an oil ad hoc and a security ad hoc.
I don't see it.
On the security ad hoc is here. The oil one kind of hasn't met in a very long time. But what I was thinking, since they are all city liaison positions, that the president and vice president should just take care of anything related to those city meetings.
Okay,
It should
I agree.
defer, unless for any reason they couldn't make it. But you and Rochelle should be the default for any security, oil, whatever, because it's all still city business.
I would agree with that.
Okay.
And they haven't met very actively.
Okay.
Okay, and so...
I'll agree with that.
And so for the Finance Committee, we will continue to have Mr. Spitz and Mrs. Walker-Schuman. Okay, are we all in agreement? No?
Yeah.
Did you want to be on anything?
No, I'm going to do the trustee thing.
Okay,
so
that's
I'll be on
enough. Okay, and with that, we have now successfully appointed our board liaisons.
So if I could, I'd like to just bring up, as we're moving into doing some planning for the next year, we're going to be embarking on a journey of creating and putting together a strategic plan. And so, and I know this isn't a vote, but just for planning and moving forward, I would just like to recommend to the board to have access to Mrs. Marcus as a former teacher to help us with the strategic plan. If she's not too overloaded on her other committees, I know that we would certainly appreciate to have her expertise on the strategic plan.
Okay, so are you asking for 2 members or 1 member? Just 1?
You know, we could easily have 2. I just don't want you to be overextended, but we could have 2 members.
I would like to do that as well if needed.
Great.
So
that would be great.
Okay, that sounds, I'm agreeable to that.
Education,
That's fine.
Thank you.
Strategic plan.
I'm just happy it's being done. Thank you. Okay, I think that concludes our meeting.
we have a report
we
of
have a report from closed session.
The board has voted 5-0 to approve the settlement agreement for employee QS 3609677.
Okay, board communication.
I know there is nothing I can say to top the comments already said, but I want to thank President Margot or former President Margot, for his commitment to the Board of Education. During your tenure as president, the district has seen tremendous growth from reconfiguration to the elimination of single-use water bottles. I've served on the board with you for only 5 months, but I've seen your leadership and hard work. Thank you for always listening to me as a student voice. Your ability to facilitate meaningful discussions and your witty humor are what I am thankful for. Now it is my honor to sit next to you. And congratulations to President Hacker and Vice President Marcus. I'm excited for the next 6 months serving on the board with Mrs. Hacker and Mrs. Marcus at the helm of the ship. This past weekend, I had the pleasure to run in the Arthritis Foundation's 5K Jingle Bell Run, put on by Beverly Vista and Miss Carter. I represented the Beverly Vista Middle School, or the Bulldogs. This is one of the many ways that everyone can give back. In fact, this holiday season on December 24th is the district's annual Feed the Hungry event. So it would be amazing to see a lot of community members out there for that. Thank you for the choir for opening our board meeting tonight. Good luck to students on finals and to seniors as they hear back from colleges. I hope everyone has a restful winter break.
Thank you. I have spoken, so I will pass on my turn. Thank you.
Well, I would like to address everybody here and let you know that this past year has been a year, as you've all heard, of great achievement. No question about it. It's been not an easy year by any means for any of us board members or of the staff. It's been a most challenging year, but we've come through big time. And I want to say this to you. You've heard the word reconfiguration several times. It means so much. This is a change in this district that has been needed for probably 25 years and recognized by all the different superintendents during that period of time and a lot of the board members, but it couldn't be accomplished until this year. It took a tremendous amount of planning. It took a superintendent who was willing to put it on the line. And he did it in a way that involved members of the community and involved staff. And it couldn't have been done, I don't think, a different way. The planning was momentous, tremendous. But what was the most tremendous of all, I can tell you this, was the amount of work that our staff put in. nobody here can imagine the hours, not days, weeks. There were weeks when I'm sure people were working 80, 90, 100 hours a week. Am I overstating it?
No, not at all.
So it was a tremendous thing. And for the community, you should understand this. There was a poll taken during discussions a year ago, a little over a year ago. There was a poll taken by our high school students. Almost 80% of them said they didn't feel they were well developed and ready for high school when they went into the 9th grade. Almost 80% of them. That's because they were coming from 4 middle schools that couldn't possibly provide the education that was needed. And so this is an enormous step forward for the district. And just imagine this, that the students who are developed and who come through that new middle school will be entering high school well prepared. That speaks well for our high school in the future years. You know, there was a time when I was on the board a long time ago when Beverly Hills was thought of as a lighthouse district, one of the 3 greatest school districts, public school districts in the nation. And people have told me, you can't get back what from the past. You can't do it again. We can. We absolutely can. And so in this past year, not only did we accomplish that, but we also took the steps to turn our budget around, to put the district on a solid financial basis. And that was not easy. That was very, very, very difficult. So we've accomplished a huge amount this past year, and credit to Mr. Margot for presiding over it. And we have a solid basis for moving forward. I'm expecting great things this year.
I want to thank the Madrigals for singing us into the meeting. It's always a great opportunity among all of the things that we have, that we face as challenges every year. It's always really nice to be reminded of the things that we do well. So that was a great way to kick it off. I wanted to thank KBEV, our city partners, for coming, our wonderful police and fire department, our PTAs that work tirelessly to help every student in the district, every teacher's classroom, BHUSD for your continued support for all of our programs, and the district leadership and faculty and staff. I'm very proud of the work that we have done this year and the team that we've assembled. Noah, I want to thank you for your leadership, for being the guardrails that keep us from veering off the agendized path, for being a steadying force for the district, a voice of reason, for respectfully agreeing when we disagree and listening more than you speak. This past year has allowed me to learn a great deal. And to Mrs. Hacker and Mrs. Marcus, I look forward to ongoing lessons in leadership over the next several years. I wish all of us good luck and continued success. Happy holidays. Mrs. Marcus, do you have comments?
I always have comments.
Would you like to
You're
speak
up.
now?
It's my turn.
It's your
I've
turn.
been patient all this time. Actually, I am a patient. Play on words. I'm truly sorry that I could not be there tonight in person to thank Noah and for his unbelievable leadership, and to wish him well in joining the board. as a member of the board. I really have had a wonderful year of learning, and it's going to be very hard to step into the shoes that have been left for me to fill. I hope I can justify the community's pride in me, respect in me, and I hope that I can do as great a job as the leader that I am starting from. I want to thank my family for being there tonight to support me, though I wasn't there, and I just wanted to let everybody know that my family was there to sort of step in for me. I was taking great pride this year in the work that we did when we talk about the reconfiguration. I proudly, when anybody met me in the community, asked me about the Beverly Vista Middle School, could proudly show and state that this has been one of the most triumphant things that this district has ever done. People who were naysayers originally are now yay-sayers. They realized that the leadership that we have in this school district knew what they were doing and went ahead and did it. And for that, we should be very, very grateful. I want to thank all of my board members, but I want to wish Isabel Packer the best of luck, and it's going to be a wonderful time working with her. I hope that we can do the things that she has set out to do. I'm full support of that. And with that, I want to wish everybody a happy Hanukkah and a happy holidays. And I look forward to being back with you in January, because I know that you know that nothing is going to keep me down. Thanks. And
I just want to ditto all the comments that have been made to the left of me, to the right of me, I should say. And I just want to wish Mrs. Marcus a speedy recovery, and we'll be waiting for you in January. We have some unfinished business with Mr. Margot. I almost kept this. I want to say thank you again, Noah and Laura, for lending him to us this last year. I hope that both of you have a good night out in town, and that you use it with a lot of joy. So thank you, and we won't be there, unfortunately. If you want us to come, we can come.
No, that's okay.
But I hope you enjoy it. It comes from the heart. It comes from from everyone here. So
Thank you very much. Reese, take the car home. Mom and I are going out. Thanks.
Can I have money?
And that concludes our meeting tonight. Anything else? No? Thank you so much for coming, everyone. And I think we have a reception in the next room. Thank you.
Nope. We thought we'd try something new. Josh, if you go back just to see if you have to sign in. Is it made for an iOS platform or No, it should. It worked when we practiced it. Of course, on my phone.
Well, I think the text works.
You got the text part to work? Okay. So the number, if you want to text it, and it's actually, can somebody read that?
Have you ever been...
Just the number, the text number.
22333.
So if you want to use the text feature, you can do that as well, but we certainly work either. So it's working, I think, for text, but if you can't get it to work, I want you to think about, these are the questions that were posed to our high school students and our middle school students. So I want you to, the first question is, have you ever been curious about an e-cigarette or just vaping? And again, we